Yasas, Yasu, welcome and hello, amigo fans of Pafos FC. I am your host, amigo Darren, and yes, today we are looking at last night's game between these two teams, Krasava, Freedom Krasava, and against Pafos FC, and it kicked off last night, probably around about early evening, actually, around about 5 p.m. kickoff. And we have some highlights for you of the game. And so let's get straight stuck into it and have a look what happened here. So we kicked off and we were playing in the blue. Freedom were playing in the yellow. We had a cracking start. Within 5 or so minutes, Anderson gets gifted this goal. He must have thought it was his birthday because Pafos normally start off quite well, but we certainly weren't expecting a goal straight away. And then we thought, hey, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to give somebody a good drum in here. But as you know, it's never easy for Pafos, is it? It's never easy. And we always make it difficult work. But this goal, that would give Anderson a bit of a boost, I have no doubt. I think they even checked the offside. They were pulling all the straws out just to see if there was a way they could stop Pafos going 1-0 up at the start. I say it's a big conspiracy theory, you know it is, against Pafos. I'll always say that. Yeah, he's well onside. VAR onside. So 1-0 up against Freedom, and Pafos, things are going well. And there was a few nervous things going on around the back. They were starting to win a few headers, Freedom. And we had Papadoulis in goal, the young goalkeeper. But he was doing okay. Look, you see, they won another header there. And I was thinking, don't let them win these headers. And let's like crack on. Anyway, that was a little snippet from the first half. Here's the rest of the first half here. And so it carried on. A great chance here for Dragomir. I think he saw glory there in that shot and was hoping that was going to fly in. But a good save by the Freedom goalkeeper. Pushed it over the bar. To be fair, I think it was going over anyway. But hey, I suppose you've got to make sure, haven't you? Good save. We get this. Jar Jar got to the ball and lost it. Got a corner out of it. Things were looking up. We were putting pressure on. It was the first 20 minutes or so. We were doing all right. And then nobody actually saw this. I didn't see it at the time. VAR picked it up and said to the ref, you better go and have a look at this. And when we saw it, we're like, oh my God, that could be a penalty. And he's gone over and had a look at it, the ref, and fair play. He gives us the penalty given. So we were a bit, wow, come on, Pepe. Oh, my God. And luckily, Sunic was following up. Thank goodness he was following up on that, because I don't know what's the matter with Pepe. He seems to be like passing the ball. Look, he's not hit that hard. And it hit the goalkeeper's foot, hit the crossbar, and has ricocheted back out towards Sunic running in, who just taps it in. Great follow-up by Sunic, but come on, Pepe, get those penalties sorted out. He's not doing very well at penalties at the moment. But anyway, 2-0 Pafos. We're happy. Another header one. So that's 3 headers that Freedom had. And I think they were thinking, well, we're being a bit unlucky here. This here, we lost a little bite there around the edge of the box. He's going to go for the shot and puts it wide, luckily. And we were thinking, thank goodness they can't head and they can't shoot. Boy, did I eat my words later on. Blasted over there by 77 Correa. Hey, he had a chance. He had a chance there to make it 3-0. It carried on. David Luiz doing his brilliant defensive work as usual, heads it away in the 46th minute, I think it was. Pulled it back. It was a great layoff, well disguised. So, you know, things were going well. It was turning for Freedom. This chance, that should have been buried really should have been buried. We get chances like that. We've got to start finishing those chances. Now, I don't know what Jar was thinking here. He's done it 3 or 4 times in different matches. Great header, great goal, well finished, Anderson, but ruined by that. Look, I mean, why is he doing things like this? He's put his arms up as if to say there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a shove. And let me just pause that while I'm talking about this, because there's no way the referee's going to give that. He's pushed him, and he didn't need to push him. He's going into the corner of the field. And he's going nowhere. It's going to be a throw in, or he's going to welly it downfield, or he's going to lose the ball like he did. So why Jar has to go pushing people like that, I do not know. Makes it easy for him. He's given him a free kick. And of course the ref's going to give the free kick. You know? Of course he is. Anyway, let's move on. Jar's a brilliant payer. He just needs to cut that out of his game. This shot, that was like pretty close, to say the least. Only about 6 or 7 inches over the bar, that. So the tide was turning. You could see it. You could feel it. Just watching the game, never mind being there. And this is a bit naive defending, really. If our goalkeeper's going to come out for stuff like that, then you've got to get a hand on it or make an effort. But he came and then stopped and did it, and bang, header goes in. So that makes it 2-1, and that gives them tails up. 59th minute, I think it was. Disaster struck for Pafos. 2-1. They're keen to get on with the game. They've got the momentum. They want to keep it going. Fair play. So we're going to move on now to second half. Let's have a look. Oh no, still the first half at the moment. Yeah, I think we just rerun this. This was oh my goodness me. It should have been in that, really. Yeah, we've already talked about this, but we'll let it flow because it's enjoyable to watch anyway. I mean, that effort there, that should have been a goal. A free header. And we were talking about how many headers they'd won earlier in the game. But come on, look at this. What's going on? The ref is watching things like this. The VAR is watching things like this. And I'll give him his due. At least he was consistent. The ref was consistent in his decision-making. And he's had a look at it. And so he's going to stick with the way he's running the game and gives the penalty. Exactly the same as Pafos's. But look at this penalty. Yeah, good finish, mate. Straight in the corner, no problems. All right, there was a little bit of a stutter on the run-up. I mean, I'm not a lover of stopping and standing still and then going again, because I think he's just trying to get the keeper to move, But, hey, what can you say? 2-2. And, Freedom are looking good for a draw here. And we are getting nervous in the bar. I'm drinking too much. Anyway, we get this opportunity. Oh, my God. He gets underneath it on a dive-in header. Unbelievable. But Sanctuary and Saviour, Kinar, with a precision shot on goal in the 95th minute of 8 minutes added on. Can you believe it? We couldn't. We were like giving it large in the bar. What a strike. Rolls it in off the post. No keeper's touching that. Look at it. Straight in. Oh, my days. We were so happy when that went in, I tell you, because that puts it straight back in there. He's well happy. Look at that. Happy chappy. Yes, Pafos. Okay. Moving on then. So, all in all, it was a win. All right. 3-2 is not the best score for us to get against a team of Freedom 24's caliber, but Pafos always seem to play worse against opposition that is lower in the league than us. I don't mean the second, third, fourth, fifth, but down near the bottom of the league. we always seem to struggle against teams. Now, whether or not it's those teams that are raising their game because they're playing Pafos FC, it's more than likely. Are they bringing us down to their level? It can be done. It's happened before in the past. We've struggled against the bottom 3 teams this season. But at the end of the day, the boys got a result, 3-2. It's a win. It doesn't matter how you win, as long as you pull it out of the bag and you get those points to get yourself back where you belong. And yes, we are back where we belong. Yes, come on, Pafos. Okay, so we've all played, apart from Ammonia, who are on 10 matches. I think Ammonia are playing Ammonia Aradipu. So a little local derby there coming up. And that's tonight at 7 p.m. kickoff. So quite an important game that for Ammonia in second place and for Aradipu in 13th. So, I mean, we've got a couple of teams, Apoel and AEK Larnaca, both on 21 and 20 points respectively. And Apollon and Ethnikos Akna, well, they're all on 10, apart from Aris and Pafos. I think Aris drew yesterday as well. So, gives us a little bit of breathing space, but not a lot. Ammonia should win tonight. This should be a win for the second place Ammonia. And if they don't win, then obviously it makes life a little bit harder for themselves in catching Pafos. That they don't win and or they get a draw, it gives us a little bit of breathing space by 1 point, I think, if they draw. So, hey, stranger things have happened. Football is a funny game at times, and things happen. Anyway, that's said and done. Don't forget that we are on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitter, and we will be posting the full interview of Manolis, the owner of Coffeeholic, opposite the Pafos Stadium, with his friend George, who interprets for him when he gets a little bit stuck or tongue-tied. And we've already released 2 clips for those of you that haven't seen it. The first clip is about 20 seconds long. It's a clip from the actual video of the interview. And the other clip that we released this morning was another 10-15 second clip about Pafos FC getting a new Cypriot player for the team. You heard it here first, as I've said on the interview. But so we'll be putting the interview out for you all to have a look at probably on Friday. And I'm going to have a sneak down to the coffee shop and have a coffee and see if I can root out any more rumours, etc., about what's happening down there. I know the stadium's been given approval for tender. A minimum of 30 million euros it's going to cost. I know for a fact that the owners want it to be bigger than the current stadium, because obviously we keep filling it and they want to get a decent stadium, make it new, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, all that come out in the interview on Friday that we'll be posting soon. Don't forget that our next fixture on Friday, the 5th of December, kickoff at 6 p.m, home to Akratas Cloricas in the Cup. So that should be good fun. Bit of a cup game, local derby, Pafos FC against Cloricas, and I'll be going down there to watch that game. So that should be fun. And just remember, Pafos FC, it's not just a club, it's a way of life. And that's what we love about it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you tune in on Saturday morning and we'll do another video podcast about the Akratas match. And we'll also probably discuss the interview. with all the hot stuff that's released in it. Okay. Take care, people. Thanks for watching. And Pame Pafo! Let's go!